that out of the way, here is KlownTeeth.
Hey.
Hello. So I'm just going to keep things brief in my statement and go over the things that are relevant to me.
It's especially funny because Hidden was like, yeah, Clown was one of the real victims, not like you. You were just supporting her.
Only. My opinion on Heaton is very similar to Chuli's, for obvious reasons. Frankly, I have been very angry and upset with her since her initial thread. I am going to try to keep myself calm as I explain my viewpoints on this woman's deplorable actions. Starting off with the initial parts of the thread where I am mentioned. She says, verbatim, that this was my story to tell.
Yeah, this was Clown's story to tell, not yours. You don't get to play the weeping tragic victim. So let's see what the, according to Hidden, actual victim has to say about that.
Chuli doesn't get to play the tragic weeping victim for supporting me going through a hard time, then says she feels bad for me and Fagos. First of all,
Why would you feel bad for Fagos in this situation?
Well, it is true I faced the brunt of Fagos' manipulation and wrath. You want to guess what most of those conversations were usually about? When Chuli set a boundary Fagos couldn't violate.
Boy, things went down shit quick, real quick. Question mark, question mark. Fagos was arguing with me last night while I was in stream with you about you ghosting him again. Bruh, hello? Also sorry, Discord mobile can eat ass for no notice. It's fine, I'm calling her now, kill me. Why is he arguing with you?
She ran to me to make my life hell because she couldn't get the closure she demanded. She would go off about how
I was venting and we were pissed, and like he said, he knew you were sus of him. So why is he so astonished by this? Like, bruh. I literally said I'm sus of this, and he expected me to apologize for talking shit and making assumptions. Shut the fuck up, cunt. That, and just to talk to him so he can get why you brought it up at all. 'Cause he just thinks you brought it up, like as some tactic or something? Oh my fucking god, he keeps insisting it's not normal that you brought it up.
Chuli was shit-talking when she wasn't, and how her actions of confiding in me about her being a possible sex offender was
I want to fucking die, we've been talking in circles for 20 minutes.
Going too far. Hell, I even remember
Did he finally leave you alone? No, it's still going. Jesus fucking Christ, what's he saying now? Things I'm getting, he still thinks it was too personal to bring up and doesn't understand why that of all things was brought up when I was venting. He wanted a straight yes or no if I thought what you said was too far.
call I had with her where she demanded I say either yes or no when asking if Chuli's actions were out of pocket. So no, Heaton, it wasn't just my story. So how dare you say that Chuli isn't a victim and put me on top of the mountain of shit you threw at her?
Yeah, it's really funny to mention someone to be like, yeah, it's actually her story to tell, when you apparently haven't even talked to that person. No, just so they can their little victory lap, will I say it like that? You know, their little point in. It's starting to become like a robust snake eating its own tail, yes.
I don't know if it was because I had no qualms with her or anyone else who was spewing such disgusting shit, but it shouldn't fucking matter, and I cannot believe this has to be said. Why were you so determined to protect a chronic liar's mental health? Which, speaking of that, please, for the love of God, stop insinuating I need to cater to Fagos' mental health. I do not care.
Yeah, that's true. Like, imagine telling the victims of someone who pulled a stunt like that. But have you thought of their mental health? They were in a dark place, don't you know? You should really think more about what they're feeling. Nah, fuck their feelings. They can go fuck themselves.
What she does, I do not care about anything she wants. Look what happened when I did care for her. I was strung along like a puppet and was manipulated when she wasn't getting what she wanted, all the while lying about everything just to fuck with my emotions for her own sick reasons. She never cared for me. Not a single moment do I believe she saw me as a friend, just someone she could mess with. I don't need your moral grandstanding on what you think is right or wrong and calling out abusive people. Please shut up. What made this even more frustrating is I had people who were so supportive of my art and praised me after this whole shit show went down, only to find out they liked and supported Heaton's thread. This is just to set the record straight, but do you all think I wouldn't know? That I wouldn't be uncomfortable with being praised while my best friend was completely shut down and shamed?
Yeah, that's also crazy logic some people have. Yeah, you know, fuck your friend, but you're just so amazing, you're so brave.
Am I living in the Twilight Zone? Because that's what it felt like. To express the emotions I was going through, I was constantly questioning my own victimhood. It felt like I was getting put on a pedestal that I didn't want, and the severity of what Phagos did to us was not being taken seriously. I was in a state of disbelief that only grew after she posted her Spocter video. I was anxious all the time, I had constant headaches.
They can walk on broken glass and get splinters while using wooden items. Yes.
Just in a state of doubting myself and just shitting on myself for not doing enough. All the while I had to sit in silence while Heaton was praised, protected, and had her voice elevated. I didn't feel like I could call Phagos my abuser, that I didn't have the right to even use a term that heavy. And I felt guilty. I just felt guilty that my friend was being painted as this horrible person while I just got the opposite reaction. I was angry. And I'm still angry.
I'm still wondering why Hitten put Clown on a pedestal while shitting on Julie. Was it because Julie was the louder one? Because they had to know that they were friends. Because even though the friends were like, yeah, and Clown is just walking alone with Julie. I can't even get into that mindset, bro. It just makes my brain hurt to think, what could be the logic behind this?
If I had trust issues then, they would have skyrocketed even more after all these horrible years. What's even crazier is that this isn't the only time Heaton has mentioned me or said things to me. On April 7th, 2023, I posted a video called My 2017 Trauma, which was...
Didn't Hitten have some disagreement with Julie? Yeah, I got that, but again, why would they put their friend on a pedestal then? Wouldn't you like, I don't know, just keep your mouth shut? Especially if you know that they are friends. Or was it like to try to play them up against each other?
Basically me coming out about what had happened behind the scenes during my drama after Lyle Convoy posted a video regarding people from my past. In that video, I shared a lot of the dark and traumatic things that a lot of people didn't know about since it was mostly offline. It was very hard for me to come out about, but I knew I had to because it was the first time in years where I felt I wasn't crazy. Heaton, I guess, because she played an integral part in my drama, commented on my video saying the following: I'm glad you're out of
okay, there we did.
that situation. You have become a better and stronger person. Where your pain manifested doesn't matter. It's still valid. I'm glad you're free and safe. Wish you nothing but healing and happiness. I have never...
Wow. This sounds so uncomfortable.
deleted a comment so fast. Her thread was up for 2 years at this point. She still stood by it. She just sent this with such compassion that I was just horrified. It's terrifying how impulsive she is with her anger. How she could go off about Truly, and she wasn't just being harsh, she was being genuinely disgusting. Then comes to me all super kind.
Just like, yeah, fuck Julie, you know, crying victim here. But you're an angel. Live, love, love.
How can you be so kind to me when you knew damn well you shamed my friend and stood up for my abuser? This was proof to me that she was just completely dishonest. It felt like a slap in the face. Oh, this trauma you went through? Oh, I'm so sorry. I wish you nothing but happiness. But this other one? Nah, your friend was actually the manipulative one.
Exactly what you said. Yeah, your friend was the fucker.
I feel bad for you and your abuser. Like, what on earth? If I had to be honest, and this is just my opinion, so take this with a massive grain of salt, Heaton's whole I'll scream louder persona is a red flag to me. Especially since this isn't who she actually is.
If it's just I scream louder, then it's just like, yeah, because I can't win in any other aspect.
Is when that same energy was brought onto her with hard truths and evidence, she crumbled, saying, "I'll be lucky if I don't end up in the hospital, take your W, I guess," which was just so passive-aggressive. I think the reason
It wasn't even passive-aggressive, I'll be real here. That was full-on aggression. Like, come on, it wasn't even slick. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Goddammit, web user.
So put off by this persona she has is that I grew up in an environment with a parental figure who would scream over me if I dare try to call out the negative things they did to me. I was screamed at, talked over, shut down, and made to feel like I was the one at fault for being upset. So when I see a person like her with an audience that gets hyped for her to yell at people, it's just gross to me. This is not something to be proud of. In my opinion, I think
I'll be honest, I enjoy some blood sports, you know. But if it's only just screaming at each other, not really fun, you know? This is not really a W if you just scream like a fucking spurk.
I think she either needs to realize this angry energy isn't healthy or just stop entirely. She pointed it at the wrong person and made a complete ass out of herself as a result. Keaton was totally fine with defending insults against a neurodivergent woman during the Rosa call. She was okay with bullying someone because she didn't like them and it was under the notion that they did something terrible. Rosa is no saint, mind you, but no one deserves to go through that. Compare that to this situation where she held onto a grudge with a then 16-year-old Chuli over a situation she escalated, but regardless, she thought Chuli did something awful. She held on to that for years, to the point she was willing to defend their abuser over them. Her bias harms people she needs to stop. And finally, just to get this out of the way, Artemi Musha is a cowardly
Ha! Oh, that was the dude that was so cringe, who was like, I didn't even watch the video, but you know.
loser. I responded to his recent thread where he was calling Chuli's
Yeah.
tweets showing Heaton's disgusting actions with evidence as a social media meltdown, while also
I like watching smart insulting, just screaming does nothing for me. Smart insulting is also good, but I don't like when it gets too, too educated. I left for half an hour, and what did I miss? More stupidness. Clown is now saying her part, but it's all because Hitten put her on a pedestal and was like, Clown is the actual victim. You are just a friend who supports them and you don't get to play the victim. Clown said that one straight, and now now talks about the Musha dude who also fucked up. Who was like, I didn't even watch the video, but I got blocked. I don't
vaguely wishing bad things to happen to them. You know, the most totally normal thing to say.
Yes.
I was very not happy, so I quoted him, calling him,
Hey, aren't you the asshole that said you'd be a better victim than Shuli in your Way video because you didn't make 2 stupid tweets? Shut your victim aiming shame your mouth.
out on the shit he did, and he responded to me. Won't lie, there were parts that messed with my head. Anxiety sucks. I wasn't able to save the response because he locked his account because
Oh, he actually came back with the thread still up, and I was able to grab it, Lamau.
people chewed him out for how fucking insane he was being. The main parts that are important are claiming he removed
Quantum, I sent saying something really bad. I'm sending it to you too. Oh no. I'm scared.
the segment in the video I brought attention to due to wanting to stand by his morals. He thinks I would know
Quantum, no! No!
this, and even if it was removed, you never apologize and you're still vilifying Shuli, so what the fuck? Your morals are just non-existent, so stop clenching for them. He talked like he was playing 4D chess by not bringing up key
Yeah, and in reality, he just ate the checkerboard.
details, then proceeded to say, Clown, you're smarter than this, before giving me grief about showing the same aggression he had issues with, ending it with him saying that he and the other victims of Rei Kohai didn't appreciate me dragging her name into this. Yep. My brother in Christ, you started this shit. You mentioned Chuli in your Rei video. You compared Chuli,
I don't know, serial abuser as a committer, groomer, rapist. Yeah, and comparing Chuli to all these people. I think I lost my brain cells. Then my job here is done. I can end the stream. Share with the class. No, I cannot share this with the class. But Quantum can do no wrong.
To Rei in your thread. How the hell is that my fault? You want to paint me as some stupid idiot
it
for
would be very insensitive to share this right now. Let's say it like that.
Being angry, but at least I'm not the degenerate who compared a victim to not one, but 3 serial abusers, which included V Omega. Even when people called you out, you tried to say, well, I compared them because they were all letdowns. Yeah, letdowns because they ended up being sex pest abusers, my dude. Just stay gone. You are just a vile human being. I
implode.
I fully respect that Heaton is not going to watch this video. I was in her position many years ago. Even though I made the choice to watch the videos made on me, it left me even more traumatized. So I understand her stance completely. All I want is that she never talks about the Fago stuff ever again. Not even retweets.
One can only hope.
Or shoutouts. Just silence. I don't want her talking about Chuli ever again as well. I just want her, as Chuli said years ago, to stay in her lane. I don't want...
Somehow people have a very hard time with staying in their lane, to be fair.
Her support. I don't even feel comfortable being in any space with her present, period now. Even members of the Senate...
Seriously? I hardly use my Twitter, so what did Hidden lock their account for? Getting dogged on the Senate call and shit, and for a grudge over something Hidden already apologized for. And to make it clear, Chuli has a right to know, accept it, but to drag the shit that is the source of your grudge when they long apologized and use a 2-year-old call to further dogpile them is pretty dang bad. It is.
Victim shamed Chuli once her tweets got traction, because Heaton is oh so loved. Before anyone says anything, no, I'm not blaming Lyle for this at
There's no way this idiot is trying to downplay or misprove that she was hurt by the lizard. People are more than likely to defend Spectre. Just give the finger to Peaches again. At this point, I'm not even surprised. What?
At all. He's not responsible for watching
illiterate ass bitches.
every Discord user in his server like a hawk. That would be insanely unreasonable. For the sake of my own mental health, I just need to be away from these spaces and just the community at large. Especially since people in the Supreme Court, God, these fucking names, were trying to paint Chuli and me as
oh yeah, they were like, oh, this was just because of Clown.
Mentally unwell for calling this out. It hit me a bit harder personally. Like, I can laugh off the pain, but there's just a part of me who felt genuinely hurt by the fact people think me standing alongside my best friend is me going through paranoia as
yeah, it's just because of the paranoia. It's not because you're really friends. Come on now. I can't even imagine like how fucked up that is.
Result of Fagos abuse? Jesus Christ. I stated in the past I didn't want anything to do with this community anymore, and the main reason I orbited was because of fucking Fagos. Cause she can never leave us the fuck alone. I stand by Chuli and will continue to. Not just because I am also a victim of Fagos, but this whole thing was a complete injustice and deserves to be publicly known. This isn't just some petty squabble that can be resolved in a private call. This is a person who is a walking hypocrite and vile enough to victim shame a person over petty reasons.
I don't like you because we had dress, so fuck your abuse. I think of your mental state of your abuser. Come on now. God, I hate it here.
I hope to God that people understand us and that the truth is out there, because I would very much like to feel some sort of normalcy in my life again. I will talk about Faghost again in greater detail in the future, but for now, all I can say is this. Julie has been there for me since 2017. She has helped me during my darkest times and helped me gain the confidence to stand up for myself after dealing with so many awful people in my life.
Yeah, what I'm really glad to see is that Julie and Clown stand their ground and don't let the brainlets get to them anymore. That they finally have found their voice to say, to be like, nah, fuck y'all.
I think the least I can do is return the favor and support her through this. Please support Julie. She has faced so many horrible things being said towards her and that she did not deserve. She faced so many terrible people trying to strip away her victimhood. I'm frankly sickened by it. All of this disgusting shit over 2 tweets telling her abuser
But he said mean things in these tweets and there was a crap in it.
to fuck off. Heaton and everyone else should feel genuinely ashamed of themselves. Heaton, I hope to God you learned a hard lesson after this. I never want to see you ever again. I don't want any support from you. Nothing. Please gain some self-awareness and focus on more positive things. Learn to keep your thoughts to yourself. You crossed so many lines and continue to lie about them because you know deep down you fucked up. I trust even if you aren't watching this, it is clear that your opinion isn't wanted in this situation. So let's hope it stays that way. Thank you all for listening. I'm out.
Beep. So there's still a bit left, but this is mostly some background about Julie. Some horrifying stuff that also explains why she was quite sensitive to this situation or quite receptive to Faghost. I will leave this out of here because this is also a topic about Hidden. Make sure to check out Julie. I really like her content. She made a jar video, which is also great. The most based jar video I've seen on him. Yeah, that's Hidden. Or as I like to say, American Peaches. Because to me, again, the voice just... I can't get it out of my head that these two sound so familiar. I can't stand to hear Faghost anymore, and I am used to being called something similar my whole life. No, Pimenta, no! So I definitely want to check out a bit more about Hidden, but it's already 1 AM again. Gonna go to work tomorrow, so there will probably be another Hidden stream in the future. My soul has left the chat. You will get a break. You will get a break now. We will come back to it at a later point, though. Not a ducky. No, not the duckies. So, because we still have their Blue Sky and some of their own videos we can check out. So, there will always be enough for one more. Only one more. One more. And with that, thank you all so much for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all the YouTube stuff. And have a beautiful night, evening, day, whatever time it is for you. Bye bye.